Hello everyone, welcome to the class. And in today's session, we are going to discuss 10 more PYQs from the last 5 years previous year question paper of NE-SLET. And in today's session, we are going to discuss 10 most important questions from those 5 years question paper. And you can see the first question in the screen. The question number is 31, but it is the first one for today's session. So the question is asking if green means red, red means yellow, yellow means blue, blue means orange, and orange means green. Okay. What is the color of clear sky during autumn season in Assam and Northeast India? How we can draw answer from this question? So first you can see the clear sky that actually blue. Okay. But as in this question, the actual color is represented by some other color. So we need to find where the blue lies. Okay, blue means orange. So we will find orange, but there is no orange in the option. So we will look for something else. How? Quickly understand this one from the explanation slide. So you already know actual sky color is blue, but there is no orange in that particular options because we have got to know from the question that blue means orange. As the orange is not in there in the options, what you need to do, go for the other options with the reverse logic. You need to apply the reverse logic here. Okay, how you will do that? So you already got to know that some other color may represent blue. Okay, maybe this color represent blue. So we need to check the question again. So it is saying, see here, yellow represents blue. Okay, it is the reverse one. You need to take the reverse technique. So as the yellow represents blue, so it means yellow means blue. Therefore, you will go with the answer that the sky will look like yellow. Okay, this is kind of very reasoning type of thing. Okay? So as you use the reverse logic, and in the question it is saying that yellow means blue, so it means blue means yellow. That's why in the option you will find this option number C, yellow is the correct answer. Okay, very easy. If you find it difficult, go through the question once and then go through this explanation slide. I have given the explanation slide super easy manner so that you can understand this one very easily. Now, quickly moving to the next question. Question number 2 for today's discussion. So, question number 2 is saying cloud storage is very easy question. Okay, very easy. So cloud storage, uh, you already know that we have various servers and sometimes we store our photos, videos, and many things in the cloud. Okay, so basically we need to find that the correct option. Quickly checking the options. So storage at a high altitude. No, no, it's not a physical one. So B is saying physical storage spanning multiple servers. Yes, whenever you can say servers, it is the correct answer, but quickly checking the other options too, where data can only be stored but cannot be altered. No, no, not this one. Then next option is saying physical storage in a single on-site server. No, this is not a single one. It should have to be multiple servers. Okay, so option number B is the correct one. Quickly understand this one from the explanation slide. So here we have mentioned that cloud storage means data stored in distributed remote servers, and then it is managed through internet infrastructure. Okay, to get this one or to upload this one, you have to have that internet connectivity. And some examples are there of cloud storage. So those are like companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, etc. That is a very basic question, you already know about it. Now question number 33, but third question for today's session. So the Indian social worker and environmentalist who own the Green Nobel Prize. This is very important. Okay, we need to know about Green Nobel Prize for light irrigation canal is. So this name is very kind of famous, you need to know his name, Ramesh Agarwal. He is known for this Green Nobel Prize. And one more term is related with this, so you need to know it here in the explanation slide. The Goldman Environmental Prize. Same one, okay? The Goldman Environmental Prize is known as the Green Nobel Prize, okay? So Ramesh Agarwal has received this award, and in 2024, 2014, so sorry, 2014, and for his environmental activism and against coal mining in Chhattisgarh. Okay, so you need to remember his name, Ramesh Agarwal, and remember this award or prize name: Goldman Environmental Prize or Green Nobel Prize. Okay. Now, quickly moving to the next one. Question number 34 for today's session. It is question number 4. The main objectives of NCTE. Okay, NCTE you already know, National Council for Teacher Education. So NCTE main objective we need to find. So we need to check all of the options. First option is saying to coordinate nationally teaching in English. No. See, you can definitely eliminate the options because you need to go for the most promising option. Okay, this is not a promising one. This is like segmenting it. So this is not a correct one. Option B is saying to promote planned and coordinated teaching practices in engineering discipline. Again, it is segmented. No, not a correct one. Option number C is saying to achieve planned and coordinated development of the teacher education system. Yes. See, NCTE, it is National Council for Teacher Education, and it is saying to achieve planned and coordinated development for the teacher education system. So it is the most promising answer. This is the correct and covering everything. Still, we definitely look for the next option, which is saying to develop new courses using modern theories in education. No. Option number C is the correct answer for this question, and you need to know that NCTE that regulates teacher education institutions, and it also ensures quality and development of teacher education programs. Okay, so option number C is the most correct and promising one, covering every aspects of NCTE. Okay. Now I think we can move to the next question. So the fifth question of this session, it is saying, which of the following is not covered under intellectual property right? Okay, so you need to know about this IPR, intellectual property right. In intellectual property right, see, if you uh, have some intellectual property, you have that right for it, then no one else can create, copy, or similar works can be termed as illegal. For example, you have some research and you have got it like patent of it, then others cannot copy it or others cannot recreate it without giving you, without taking proper permission from you. Okay, so intellectual property right is very important and it is very sensitive matter also. So we need to check for not covered under IPR. We need to check for these options. Okay, so you already know that copyright it's actually comes under IPR. So not cover, we need to find the not covered one. So as copyright is already a part of, I mean, under IPR, so this is not the correct answer. Then patent, I have already mentioned that you have some patent of something, like some research you have done and that is the first time you did and no other person has done that particular thing, so you will definitely patent your work. Okay, so it will be like only yours works. Okay, so that patent also comes under intellectual property right. Next is trademark. Like you have created something, then you can place a trademark on that particular product and no one else can copy it. For example, some particular companies have some logos or something like that. For example, we can take Domino's logo. So it's a kind of trademark. We cannot copy it. If we copy same Domino's logo for our own restaurant, we will be getting legal notice for it. Okay, so basically, intellectual property rights protect that legal rights of those particular things which are property but intellectually available. Okay, now this is thesaurus. So thesaurus is something like a documentary kind of thing. Okay, thesaurus kind of books, those actually never comes under this IPR, intellectual property right. That's why option number D is correct. What is thesaurus? We need to understand it from the explanation slide. We will quickly let you know about it. That thesaurus basically doesn't comes under IPR, intellectual property right. What is a thesaurus? It is a reference book for synonyms only. Okay, in case in the coming exam the question comes that what is thesaurus, you need to know it that it is a reference book for synonyms. Okay, not an intellectual property category, but you need to know what are intellectual uh, property categories. Okay, so those are basically copyright. If you have copyright of something that is your own, others cannot copy it. They, if they do it, they will get legal notice. Then patent, for example, you have invented something, you have found something, maybe you have joined two chemicals and found a new one, so you definitely can have patent for that, and others cannot like if you got the patent, then you will be the first one making it. Okay, others cannot copy it. Then trademark, we have already discussed. Next is industrial design, which is also important. Industrial design also comes under this IPR, but definitely you have to list it in that intellectual property right. Next comes geographical indicators, that is GI tag. From Assam particularly, we have so many like things having that GI tag. Okay, it means it's a particular product only found in that particular location. That's why it has a GI tag or a geographical indication, and that also comes under IPR, that is intellectual property right. It means you cannot take that particular product and cannot like shift it from this country or across border. You may face legal actions for this. Okay. Now I think we can move to the next one, question number 6 for today's session, and it is asking the teacher's role in an institute of higher education is to. You need to find the correct option, but you can see here two options are given, so we have to go for all the options. Okay, so provide information to students, which is definitely correct. Next, promote self-learning among students, which is also correct. Number 3, help students to solve their personal problems are not actually promising, because see, teachers in higher education. Okay, so higher education is something different. It's not about this portion. Now, which option number 4 is saying encourage cutthroat competition among students. In higher education, we never encourage for cutthroat competition. We encourage for self-learning more. Okay, more constructive learning. We will higher order thinking. That type of things we focus more. That's why option number 1 and 2 is correct, which is given in option C. 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, so option C is the correct answer for this question. And we have an explanation slide also, which we have already explained. You can go through this slide. Okay, yeah, this portion you need to remember that not supposed to promote unhealthy competition in higher education. Okay, not in higher education, in everywhere you cannot promote unhealthy competition. If there is competition, it should have to be a healthy one. Okay, now, question number 7 for today's session, and it is asking National Education Day is observed annually in India to commemorate the birth anniversary of. This is kind of, that person is famous. You already know about him. So he was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Why he was famous, you already know, but still we need to know that. He was the India's first education minister, and the National Education Day that is celebrated in 11 November. You need to remember this date, because I know you will remember his name because you already know it, but you need to remember this date. That is National Education Day on 11th of November. Now moving to the next question. So Himadri, okay, this is another important question from kind of geographical point of view. So Himadri, we need to check all of the options. Okay, it is asking Himadri is, what is it? Okay, so option number is A is saying a seismic center in the Himalaya. Okay, we can take this one for now, but it is not a complete one. Okay, it should have to be the complete answer for it. Okay, now option number B is saying a missile testing range in Orissa. No, not at all, because the Himadri is. I will let you know. Otherwise, you will get the answer. Okay. Option number C is saying a space application center in Nicobar Island. No, this is not correct. Indian Station for Geological Studies in the Arctic region. Yes, this is the correct answer. In Arctic region, we have studied in our maybe environmental science part that in the Arctic region we have different study centers settled by different countries. So the study center or research center, geological research center, basically this geological research center placed in Arctic region. You already know this. If this is the globe, then this portion is Antarctic and this portion is Arctic in the northern side, and this is the equator 0 degree. Okay, so in the Arctic region, various countries have their research centers, and our Indian Research Center is known as Himadri, and it is in Arctic region. You need to remember. Okay, Arctic, this one. Okay. So I have given an explanation here also. Himadri is India's Arctic Research Station, basically geological research, located in Norway, and it used for climate research, geoglaciology, okay, glaciology only, and atmospheric sciences. Now, next question. It is asking the kind of knowledge that we get by the assumption of similarity between two different kinds of knowledge is known as. Okay, this may be an important question from coming from Indian logic. Okay, so we need to find the correct answer for this. So we have discussed in our class like Upamana, Pramana. So in Upamana Pramana, you have got to know that whenever you have got knowledge by assumption or by assuming some similarity of two different kind of knowledges, then it will fall under this Upamana Pramana. Okay, so for this question, option number D is the correct answer. Why? Quickly uh, look into the explanation slide. So in Indian logic, Upamana, the knowledge through comparison or analogy. Okay, in our discussion class, we have discussed this Upamana, knowledge through comparison. It means two different things are there. You need to compare, and through comparison, you are getting some knowledge that comes under Upamana. You need to remember this one. Okay, this may be an important question for the examination. And I have given an example. Learning what a Gavaya, that is wild cow, is by comparing it with an actual cow. So if you are comparing one thing with the another, so then you will get the differences and then you will get the knowledges. So some other examples also you can take it from your surrounding world, but you need to know that Upamana Pramana is basically the comparison, and after comparison getting that knowledge. Okay, so that is very basic. Now the last question for today's session, question number 40, or today's session, it is question number 10. So it is asking which of the following monitors which of the following monitors user activity on the internet and transmits that information in the background to someone else. Reading this question again. Okay, so the question is asking which of the following monitors. Okay, it means these all are monitor, it's monitoring your activity. Okay, monitors user activity on the internet. It means what you are accessing, searching in the internet. One of the option will monitor it. Okay, looks towards it. Then again, what it does, transmit the information in background to someone else. Okay, this is very dangerous. So the correct answer for this option is, you can already got to know, it is monitoring you. Then again, it is transmitting the data to someone else without your permission, that is spyware. Okay, it's kind of working as a spy. You never know it's working in the background, but it will steal your data and it will be dangerous for you. I mean, your data is not safe. So, option number B is the correct one for this last question of our session, question number 40. And spyware, that is actually spyware. What actually spyware does? It secretly tracks your activity, what you are searching or surfing in the internet, and then it sends your browsing history or browsing data to third parties. Okay, so you need to know about these things. These are modern problems and these things needs modern solution, right? So I think we can end this session here with this 10 question. I'm sure you have got so much knowledge and this will definitely help you in the coming exam. So we are ending this 10 question capsule session here, and we will meet with another 10 questions in the next session. Okay, so thank you, and I'm ending the session here.